So, yeah, and so my voice really hasn't, it's gotten a hair lower, but still waiting for the hair, you know. And I would like a low voice with hair so that I don't have to look like I'm trying to explain myself if I talk and I don't have hair, or if I have hair and my voice isn't low. That'd be bad.
You'll never find.
I won't. Yes, she has. We went to the vet yesterday. Was it yesterday? Something like that.
What do you see?
And because it didn't seem like she was completely being Allie. And it turned out that Nancy has been feeding our dog way too much.
So?
Okay, but anyway, we went there and spent money for the vet to tell us that she's fat, which is the second time in my life. That's a terrible thing to have to go to the vet for.
I've never had a vet tell me my dog was fat.
Oh, yesterday. Anyway, yesterday
What
was
I
never.
mean is it probably not necessarily all my fault if you have already had some vet tell you that your dog was fat.
That was Lisa's dog. Lisa, remember? Your dog is fat. Anyway. Sammy Cortez. Okay, okay. We're not having any bears. No.
Here you.
Okay, so is that a ½ inch?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Ah. Really?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you want it good and thick.
Okay, so good and thick. And then you dip your little thing in there. Oh, this is going to be so great. Look, and a little bone. And you stick them on here very close together, it said.
Yeah, because they don't rise or get bigger because they're
Dog bones.
well, and there's no like yeast or any of that stuff in there.
So, yes, we went to the dog vet. Wonderful, wonderful vet. We love her very much. And found out that Ellie was fat. And then she showed Nancy how to expel her anal glands. Which I have to say, smells like fish. Not when you do that, but like if your dog smells like fish, go get the anal glands done. That's all I'm going to say about it because it's nasty foul. Woof. So we're just cutting these out. Is there anything else you need to bring up? Usually embarrassing.
Usually embarrassing. I don't think, what, talking about anal glands, isn't that embarrassing enough? Oh, well. Yes, now I know how to do anal glands. Oh, great. I should put this on my resume.
As long as the horses don't need it, we're good.
No kidding.
Yeah, oof, oh yeah.
So once Matt cuts all those cookies out of there, then we're going to squash all that up and roll it out again and keep doing it until we can't make any more. You know what? We want this to be as smooth and painless as possible.
And as easy for other people as possible. You know, it's not like it's easy. There's a trickle-down effect. There's that whole, you know, this is my world, and then there's the, how it's going to affect the people's world that I'm telling. You know, like my mother's friends, or my brother's extended family, or however that looks. And it's not like I'm oblivious to that, and it's always actually been part of the reason, although a smaller part of it. And
It's a part of the reason that you didn't transition sooner.
right, because I know it's not all about me. I know that it's not going to just affect me. It affects Nancy. It affects our friends. It affects our family. And so, you know, it's one of the excuses, and I'm not going to say I shouldn't have done it as part of the excuse, because I did, but it was one of the reasons that I was, you know, hesitant for all these years.
It's not as though other people weren't taken in consideration either when, in fact, if anything, that was a bigger consideration than your own well-being.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And there's what I call the freak factor, and whether other people who are transitioning want to talk about that or not, I don't know. It's obviously not a normal way to live your life or to go about things, and that was also, of course, part of the hesitancy to transition. And it's, you know, the funny thing is I look at another person transitioning and I don't necessarily think that they're a freak. I thought I was a freak. And I want to make sure that people understand that I'm not looking at other people thinking that. But because I know that that's there, it was a big concern. And there are people that say they are great with the transition that are hanging out for the freak factor. And you know what, if that's what's going to get them off, that's fine. You know, be whatever it is. It's not that I'm not clued in about it. And then we, for the most part, for the very, very most part, we've had nothing but really loving and kind people, which is really nice. But we have had a few that have not been kind, and it's too bad because it's not like I'm changing. It's not like my person is changing. It's not like Nancy's person is changing. We're not doing this. We're not being out with it to hurt anybody. And the reason why I want to say that is because it's not like someone's going to not notice.
I mean,
And if they don't notice, that would be a real big drag for me. Because that means that I haven't gotten hair and my voice didn't lower. But,
you know, it's, the thing is if, there's two ways to go down this path, I figure. Either hide and come out the other end a different person with a different life, because I don't know what you know, what do you fall off the face of the earth and show up in a different
I think people move. I think, how could you stay in the same spot? And if somebody wants to tell me about that, that's great, because I'm not doing that. But
the thing is what, do we think people won't notice down the road? And no, we're not going to pick up and move. And the other thing is, we have nothing to be ashamed of.
Something my therapist said, Esta, one thing she said that I really like is she says, no matter what happens, don't deny the person you are and the person you were. Meaning, don't not tell people that I transitioned. And it took a little while for me to let that sink in, because there's a part of you that just doesn't want to go backward. And I don't think I will now. I mean, I think I will be true to who I am. Not that that's all that, but it's easier to leave things behind. And the thing is it's not behind.
It's still you. It's exactly you.
Yeah, so for me to deny that I was ever in a woman's body, well, that wouldn't be quite right. And you know, there were a lot of things I did to survive in that body, this body, same body, right? But I did, I remember I was very, very masculine until I was in my teens. Not later, I mean, I'm talking later teens, like, you know, 17, 18. And I remember trying to fit the mold as a woman, because it was in the 70s and people would be kind of like, well, dyke, you know, they're thinking dyke. Well, I didn't want people to be thinking that, so I tried to act much more androgynous than anything else. And that's okay, but I don't want to act androgynous. I want to act like me.
That can be a dog bone blob if you want to.
Oh, good. I can get a couple more out of here, I think. So anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about that. I've got on enough. But, you know, don't think of people as a transition that are freaks. Don't think of them as a handicapped person. Not that there's anything wrong with handicapped persons, but they're not handicapped. Okay, so here we have the last little blob. I think I might be able to get one more out of here.
It could just be a dog blob.
A dog blob?
A dog blob.
Like our dog? I didn't say that. Okay, it's going to be a dog blob. So we're gonna stick this in the oven for how long?
That goes in at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 90 minutes, and you turn it halfway through the cooking time.
Yeah.
Then you let it, sorry.
And so we will see you